I grew up in Guildford, lived with my parents and my younger brother called Tom. And when I was younger, I did a lot of swimming, like ever since I was about 5. And then I did synchronised swimming for a year. That was quite fun. And then I joined a swimming club, and I really enjoyed the training a couple of times a week. I remember telling her, oh yeah, I want to go to the Olympics and swimming, and she was like, yeah, that's nice, right? And I think I had this sort of idea that sport was like team games, and that was just, and what I liked doing was I was quite up for things like rock climbing or like swimming in the sea, or like more adventurous things, which didn't really feel like a sport at the time to me. That it was just like what I liked doing. When I was in year 10 at school, we had an assembly, and like a couple of these blokes from the British Canoe Union came in and showed us this video about canoeing, and everyone was like, oh, what's this? No one seen it before. And then they were explaining about this talent ID program that they were setting up, and like explained how they were going to test everyone and try and find people to go and start canoeing who they thought would be good at it. And I remember at the time just thinking that there was no way I had any chance. Like, I would not have thought it. I was thinking it's something that happens to other people, but I was excited though. I thought that I would love that to be me. Like leading up to it, I hadn't told my parents anything about it because I was really excited about it. I didn't want to jinx it. Like, I thought, oh, if I don't tell them, then maybe I've got a better chance, which doesn't really make sense looking back at it anymore. But
she was a little bit secretive about it at first. It was actually quite interesting because it came around to her school to do testing. She didn't tell us too much about it at the time, and the first thing we really knew about it was when she said that there were some people from the BC who wanted to come and talk to us. So they explained what was going to happen and said they wanted a 6-month commitment from us that she would stick with the sport. So we said, yep, okay, that's fine. And 7 years later, it's still going well. I started paddling down at Way Kayak Club that summer, and like he was like, this is a boat. Oh, okay, and like work out what canoeing actually is, and then spent the whole rest of the summer falling out of the boat. And then we raced at Nottingham at the September regatta, and then I sort of realised how much I also loved the racing side of it. And her first full year of competition going up to Nottingham, she started in the girls D. By the end of the year she was girls A, and it's very rare someone goes right through the ranks in the single season, so I think that gave us a sign that there was some potential there.
2009 was like the first year I was really up there in racing, and then 2010 up the little bit extra, which sort of made a difference medal wise, and that's when I was European champion, and just before that set the it's not a world record, like world's fastest time. It's called the 1,000 metres, and like still looking back now, I can still remember like every bit of that race, and it's so exciting, like especially that race, because I was quite far off. I sort of kind of knew I had it before the finish line, but you don't let yourself think anything of it until you've actually finished, and that like excitement you get is so good. Like that's what you train for really, and I don't really know how to describe it, but like the feeling you get after sort of exceeding your own expectations or just doing like or what you've been aiming for, then it's so good that it's a bit like a drug, and that's what you get addicted to it, and that's what you're training for, to try and get that again. And yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's kind of become my new hobby. It's kind of grown over the last couple of years. It started off with a bit of crocheting and kept making little animals, and then started a bit of scrapbooking, and then added in a bit of, maybe painting came first, or somewhere along the line, and then last year for my birthday I got a sewing machine, and that's been my new exciting toy. And it was quite fun doing the actual making. It's quite a good like sort of distraction, and it's kind of relaxing as well because it sort of stops you thinking about other stuff. It's just like it's something totally different. But then I like it once you've got all your made things and you can sort of look around these and be like, oh yeah, this is that one I made that time, and this is this lion that I crocheted when we were on training camp in Portugal, or like everything's got a bit more of a, like, it means a bit more. Shopping it was like the thing that I did, and would just go into Topshop and clear them out, and my boyfriend's always teasing me about my trip to Oxford Street, and then I've been up a couple of times recently and not even gone into Topshop, but raided the haberdashery section in John Lewis instead, and so I come home with all these like new materials that I'm really excited about, and showing him, and he's just like, yeah, nice. But yeah, so I think my tastes and my hobbies are changing a bit. Being up there in front of the start line, it was like, I know this perfectly. I've done more good time trials here than I have on any other course, and I know exactly what I need to do because I do it nearly every day here, and it really like it feels so much more familiar, and like I think it actually makes more of a difference than what I thought it would. I keep having to remind myself because I'll be like paddling and suddenly be thinking about what it's going to be like at the games, and then I sort of have this imaginary Olympic Games lake in my head, and then I have to suddenly remind myself that actually it's here and it's this one. Like, oh yeah, and so it still hasn't quite, I still can't quite imagine it, but I think I'm a lot closer to it now after having the test event than I was before.